2.5 minutes? Who set it to 2.5 minutes?
In the chat, mate. I've got eyes everywhere.
Good evening, everyone.
Hello, listeners, and welcome.
What are you doing in your house, you lazy bastard?
I know, I apologise. For the viewers, you will notice that I'm not in the studio.
So how's it going with the van?
It should be finished on Friday. So that's
So Sam, that's the lazy bastard then?
Oh no, he's just, I don't like to hassle people, you know. Up here, people just take their time doing stuff, you know. It's like, I just says it's there. You can come and see it whenever, you know. But see if you were down in the town, in and out, done.
Aye. So what was it? Is it injectors again?
Number 4 injector. It was number 3 the last time.
How many injectors are there?
4.
All right, okay.
So not 4. Sorry, 4th cylinder. Number 4 cylinder.
All right, okay.
Is it? Number 4. It was 3 last time.
So what's he? Has he said anything about how to make sure that doesn't happen again?
Just do the podcast for your house and don't drive anywhere, and it'll never happen again. Nah, he's. I never asked for any other advice. I just says, could you fix it, and then that'll be fine. So I'll get it back on Friday, and then that's it. But it's at a funny age. You know, when you have vehicles, if you buy second-hand vehicles, and you get to an age where you could trade it in for something else newer, or you could sell it or whatever. But if you keep it much longer for now, the price will just drop. You need to keep it till it dies, kind of thing. You know, so that's kind of the stage I'm at. But I think I'll probably just keep it till it dies.
I think there's that whole thing. Is it they call it banger? No, oh, fuck's sake.
I've never heard of that before.
Bangeronomics, where you basically just buy an old car. You just use old cars. I'm pretty sure that's what it means. I can see Cam looking it up in the background. I did that for ages. I had one old car after another, and I'll drive it for a while and be like, I'll just sell it or trade it for another old car.
That's what I was like, but then after I couldn't do with it having all these bangers driving about. It was fucking like your cars would break down. There was one car that I had, and I was driving down to do Christmas shopping, or I don't know. I'm not a Christmas shopper, but I was out at Christmas. I was getting some stuff, and
Eggs.
the back wheel. Exit milk. The back wheels would lock up. We're locking up on the M8.
Fuck's sake.
Just at Ibrox, I says, fuck, I'll cut off at Ibrox here. So I cut off at Ibrox, went down. And you know where the Japanese import place is? There's an old Scrappies. It's like a Japanese import
Aye.
Scrappies down that big road. Where the RAF is, or the TA, whatever it is. And I pulled in there and fucking took all my shit, put it in my bag, locked the car, and fucked off and jumped on the underground and went in and done the stuff and just got my mum to come and pick me up. And the car sat there for 3 months. Because I just left it there, and says to my cousin, I says, "Do you want this car? It's sitting there. I'm not going to use it." He says, "Aye, we'll take it." So they took it, and I don't know what happened to it after that, but I had to make sure that I transferred the name into their name because they'd have fucking rallied it about, crashed it through a living room, and then says, "Oh, it's not mine." It's
and all the parking tickets come to you and all that. Aye, no, I think there's. I mean, I've got a 2012 Skoda Yeti. It's a 4-wheel drive turbo diesel. I've had it for 2 years, and I'll just keep running it. I mean, the last MOT, and I'll touch wood now, right? Because the last MOT, no issue. I think it was like one wee thing. Can't even remember what it was. And the guy's going, it's been well looked at. Full service history when I got it, and I'll just keep it because it's not in fact, it's not a good looking car in the slightest, but it's practical, big and boxy in the back, so I got all my gear in it. And all the snow we had last winter, 4-wheel drive, it's like you're driving on rails. As long as you get decent tyres on, no problem at all. The bank, I mean, I bought it wasn't particularly cheap, but it was an old Volvo XC90. I bought one of them a few years ago because I'd always wanted one, and there was one second hand, and I drove down to Kilmarnock with Mary to see it, and I'm like, I don't know, and she's like, look, you don't hesitate to fucking drop $2,000 on a telly or whatever it is. If you want it, just get it. And I thought, yes, I'll just get it. And that was when the Beast for the East happened. I had a cracking big 7-seater 4-wheel drive to drive about in, and I kept it for a while, and I sold it. So there's no harm in that Bang-O-Matrix thing.
No, but even that was $8,000 or something with all the. It's a Volkswagen Caddy. It's a good van. It's only like what, 4 years old or something. 5 years old.
That's a good van.
It's a good van, but it just keeps breaking. But it's broke twice. But
you
maybe
need to stop using the dodgy diesel.
Do you think that's what I mean? People say dodgy. I don't put any red diesel in it or anything like that. But it's like.
I gave you a bottle of that stuff. Definitely try that. My dad swears by it for keeping your injectors clean, you know.
I like to keep my injectors clean, so I'm going to do that. When I get it back, I'm going to fire it in. But it's just when they break, it's just a fucking pain in the arse, you know. But I got it up here and it was fine. Alan brought it up.
I was down bright and early.
He was there early, so he only charged me 75 quid. So I think he done me a deal, which was quite nice.
That's brilliant, man.
It was nice.
The 80 would have been 200 quid.
Aye, man. So 75 quid, and then I spoke to him for about 2 hours, man, 2.5 hours, just talking a lot of nonsense because it's quite easy. What age is he going to be? 59 next month, November, 59 in November. So it's quite nice talking to him. He says sitting in that van, he just thinks constant. And I was like, do you know, listen to podcasts or that? But I never says we've got one. I just says, if you don't listen to them, because there's other nutcases on who talk a lot of shit now. But he was just going on. He says, it's just thinking. He says, it's just thinking. And then I think I've got anxiety. And he was going on and on. I was like, that's good.
That's what that thinking does for you, but isn't it?
I think it is, man. So it was interesting talking. It's interesting talking to older guys, you know, because I'm like, well, I'm only 38. Do you remember when you were 38? What were you thinking? What was going on with you, you know? But
21 years ago. So that would have been the turn of the millennium, eh? The millennium.
There you go, aye.
Different world back then, wasn't it, man?
Totally different, man. Totally. When you think, like me and Gemma were talking about that the day, I was talking about, there was somebody in a holiday home, and there's this really nice colour of Porsche. They had a Porsche Jeep, the KN Jeep thing or whatever it's called, and I was like, fucking, that'd be nice to have that money. I says it's quite a nice colour in that, and I says, but I don't think I'd be prepared to do what they do to get what a lot of people would do to get money. So it's a funny one. It's like, because I could go and do normal joiner work and make loads of money and be like the joiner that you see who has loads of money, you know what I mean? Always got loads of money. But I choose not to do that so that I can fucking make my own stuff and mess about. So I don't know what that.
They're dealing coke on the side. They've got to be.
I mean, maybe, man. Maybe it's just there's so much
the ones that live in
about.
The ones that live in ex-council houses, so that it's the bought council house, and they've got extension
tub.
on the back of the house that's the same size as the house,
Aye.
and then the pergola off the back of that with the hot tub, and then at the bottom
Aye.
of the remaining bit of the garden, they've got the insulated man shed thing that's the gym.
Aye.
And then
The gym.
they've got the extension on the side of the house because they were lucky they've got a wee semi-detached ex-council house. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, what is it he does? He's a joiner. Is he? Is he a joiner? He's
just, I
joining
don't know.
people up with their high at the weekend. That's what he's joining.
I mean, with the gym in the back, it seems like I know a guy. I know a guy who's like a personal trainer for Glasgow, and after knowing him, you think, he's a normal guy just like us. But if you never knew them and you never had an insight, you would think they were all coke dealers and heavy coke users.
Aye.
Glasgow and fitness is a funny combo thing for these, and they're all fucking mental cases. It's a funny combo.
There was a story that came up. I think it was on Facebook. It was like a suggested story. It was Glasgow Live or something like that I saw a couple of months ago, and it was Glasgow gym owner. Like it was the murder trial of a Glasgow gym owner. He'd been killed on his doorstep over a cocaine drug debt.
Aye.
And I don't know why, but I clicked through to the story. I thought I have to see this. And the guy that they convicted didn't actually shoot him, but he was accused of luring him out. It was his pal, and he'd lured him outside, out his house, and then a van pulled out, and a guy got out and shot him like 6 times, got in the van and drove away. The guy that lured him out the house, I grew up with him. So I was like, that's Neil Anderson. That's Neil Anderson. But you know what, it's like, obviously, I hadn't seen him for decades, right? But you always, like, you still recognise them as adults. But it was the guy that got shot was a gym owner, and he was involved with this other couple that owned a spa. It was all fucking fronts for cocaine. And it goes back to what you and I have spoken about. That person you and I know that's got a Glasgow business. And I was talking to a guy last week who was like, everybody in that industry, hello again, everybody in that industry thinks he's dodgy. It's like, he's not opened a gym or a spa. He's opened a different type of business, and it must be the same fucking thing.
It seems like if it's a legit business, it's people deal with that. You know, it's it's like when I like see, just because I can make stuff and all that, that's the only reason that you're taken as normal and like with people, just because you're able to make stuff.
Yeah.
Like I could talk to somebody about the shape of a thing or the color of a bit of wood, like for a large part of the day, and that's totally normal. That's totally normal when we've spoken. Now that radius might need to be, it's weird. See your mate that went to lure him in. Was he a witness? Was he a JW?
He was never a full one. He was brought up as one.
So he's went and chapped the door, and the guy's got a fucking JW, and he goes out and gets fucking shot. Fucking hell, man. The fucking JW's attack. The JW's attack.
Oh, we might. I'll put it in the show notes for tonight. We might have a wee look at a JW training video.
Aye, okay.
I don't know if it's publicly available, but all this stuff gets leaked. Aye. Right, Cam, what are the comments doing? What's the chat situation this evening? I feel we've neglected them.
Obviously just folk saying hello, blah, blah, blah. Then there was a wee bit of a chat about different prices of diesel. So
for fuck, I bet Howland started that.
No, he didn't. I think he actually fucking did, by the way.
Yeah.
Gaudy Brow says, one of my mates put a pickup of fuel in a wee village and back and beyond. Diesel was 1.82 a litre.
What is that, pounds? 1.8? That's fucking expensive.
So something like that. Well, Rob says he filled up near Leicester yesterday for £1.56 a litre. Howland says it only cost him £1.30 to fill the van this morning.
It only cost me €1.30 to fill the van this morning.
Well, you take my Lucky Charms rather than the euro.
Begosh now.
How much is how much is a litre here? How much is a litre roughly?
145. The
145.
local petrol station to me for diesel.
Apparently there was no
remember when you
diesel in
said-
that one up the road yesterday or something like that. My mate tried to fill up and there
Aye.
was no diesel there.
They're creating fake demand, into they're fake
Well-
false scarcity.
Come on,
Well,
this
God,
is it.
It's marketing, Neil. It's all marketing.
Continue, Cam. Continue.
Goddy Brow says, I heard a theory that it was a big push. No one used any last year and they needed to shift it. So
There
they
you
made
go.
up a shortage to get people panic.
I mean,
I think
It's-
Gordy's
I'm
onto something.
I'm in the fucking place yesterday, Morrison's, and I'm sitting there. There's like, well, that'll be like 4 pumps that are used, 4 or 6 not used. And I'm like, really? We're trying to kid on to people like 2021 in Britain. Yeah, we're going to have food shortages. We're going to have this. Fuck off. We're not going to have a shortage of We've got a shortage of fucking brains, man.
Yep.
We've got a shortage of fucking logic. It's fucking, we're not going to run out of fuck all. I don't know why there's going to be a fuck. I'm like, oh my, you fucking really think we're going to run out of stuff? Are we fucking Oliver Twist? We're not going to run out of shit, man. How are we not going to run out of fuck all?
What I don't understand, and I watched Russell Brand's most recent video. He's talking about the worker shortage in America, where
Aye.
there's a massive number of jobs unfilled in America, and folk just aren't willing to take them up. And obviously, there's the strikes at Kellogg's factories, and there's strikes at some is it GE as well, and there's a car manufacturing plant. I think there's strikes. What the fuck's going on? Why are folk? Does it go back to your thing about modern day slavery? Are folk just like, no, fuck it? I quite enjoyed. I wasn't essential last year. I wasn't essential, right? So guess what? I'm still not fucking. You make me essential. You pay me right. Yeah. I'll come back to work. I wonder if is it that.
I think it's that. I think it's people had the time off, and they went, wait a minute, man, this is fucking nice. I quite like the quality of life here. I was working for that. The people that the money that people get paid is fucking ridiculous. See, I saw a guy post a thing in the local Facebook page, and it was about a job, £10.50 an hour. I don't know. That might be a good wage for somebody. Fuck knows. If it is, fair enough. Maybe I'm privileged to make more than that. I don't know. I don't care either. But it's like I was reading through all this shit, and then it says like 150 million turnover and about the company, and it was bumming up all the company and that. And I'm like, look at how much look at even the turnover, the profit. Look at how much they made, and they're paying a cunt $10.50 an hour. Get to fuck. Come on, I mean, I'm not a communist or that, but it's kind of a bit. It's kind of a bit. You need to pay people more money, man.
For 18 months.
People have 3 jobs and they're skint. There's people out there working 3 different jobs, and see if you work 3 jobs, you should be fucking minted, man.
So obviously there's a school of thought on that, right? So if you live in London and you work 3 jobs and you're skint, it's probably because you live in London. And then there's other people who work 3 jobs and they're all low paid jobs, but they've got the fucking full Sky package and they're always skint.
Well,
and then there's other folk that will work 3 jobs and they're always skint because they're doing their best to bring their kids up, make sure their kids have got nice clothes to wear to school, they've got nice food and all that kind of thing. For 18 months, I worked for Bartley Stockbrokers, and I really enjoyed the job. No. I just I took the calls with people what to do their trades, right? And it was all we were on. There was obviously different departments, so there was departments where they would have a personalised broker. So the high rollers would phone in and they would speak to their personalised broker, and those guys were the guys with like the 6 screens, and they were up the front of the office. I was just in the kind of the bullpen, I suppose you would call it, but it was just all the. But it was a wee bit more upmarket than a typical call centre. You know, it was a decent computer and you'd space round and all that. Anyway, I enjoyed the job, and you would put the trades in for people, and then I get moved on to another department which was basically handling customer complaints. So I quite enjoyed that because you had to do everything within a certain time scale and all that. But anyway, they thought they would give us a pep talk, the whole company a pep talk. Mm-hmm. So they brought some of the directors up from London, and basically in shifts throughout the day you would go in and you would hear this pep talk. But the pep talk was all about, as you just said, the amount of profit Bartley Stockbrokers had done, the amount of wealth it had generated, and you're sitting knowing that you're getting whatever it was, £6.50 an hour or whatever it was.
Aye.
And eventually I quit and went back to cleaning windows not long after that, because I was like, no, what the fuck am I doing? That guy up there with the pink open neck shirt and the beautifully manicured nails and the coiffured hairs and the fucking English accent talking about all the profit. It's us that are making that profit for them just by sitting grinding through calls every day. So I don't know what's going on with the whole thing with folk not wanting to go to work. And, right, there's maybe not going to be food shortages the way of a biblical proportion, but there's definitely a supply chain issue. And part of it is there isn't folk to do the jobs. Whether it's because of Brexit or whatever it is, there just isn't enough workers in the market, which I find really, really interesting. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
I think we're going through a big thing, man. I think we're going through this big, massive fucking thing, and we're right at the start of it. And the everything that we know is just going to collapse and crumble to the fucking ground, and then we just need to build back better. We'll need to
build
start
back better. The new economy's coming. It was announced today. The new economy.
Because sometimes I'll be walking about and then I'll get a wee thought and say, maybe we'll go back to kind of some sort of normal, we'll be able to travel about and do what we do. And then I think, I don't even know. I think that's it. I think it's over. I think
don't want us to.
I mean,
they don't want us to. We'll talk about COP26 later because somebody's asked us a question about that. But when the first lockdown happened, I remember thinking, this is exactly what Extinction Rebellion were protesting for last year, like in 2019. All their protests were, we need to ban international travel. People shouldn't be driving to work or commuting to work. They should be working from home. All of that stuff. When lockdown came in, I thought, well, that's just tick the climate change activists' boxes. They'll be delighted with that, you know. I mean, the new economy, if it's coming, I would say people should probably use this window of opportunity, Neil, to go to patreon.com/SMRE and invest £4 a month plus VAT on all of our exclusive content, where you can become part of the SMRE cult. We've got some questions that we're going to questions, queries, and conundrums. It might become a semi-regular portion of the show, Neil. I don't know, you know, but we've got six. I think I sent you the screenshot of them, you know, so we've got six to cover, which is great. The phone line is open. Better find my jingle. Where's my jingles at this one? There we go.
Call the SMRE hotline 07719 690049. Ooh, I said 69.
So you can call in. That's one way you can get in touch. We had, was it Dermot phoned in last week?
Dermot
lovely
phoned
chat,
and
through the community/cult of SMRE, we've put him back in touch with a guy he used to work with, Martin Drakers, which was great. It was really, really nice. So yeah, you can get in touch, you can phone in, etc.
You never got your, did you get your hat? Has it been sent
no,
in
he sent me a message. We'll not talk about that until I've got it, and then we'll make a fucking thing. The power of the fucking show, Neil. The power of the show, or me just being a fucking cunt on Instagram with the clips I'm putting up. I don't know, but we'll talk about that once it arrives. Over where producer Cam's sitting, I can see the chat. I can't read it, but I can see the chat. Every fucking cunt has my face as their YouTube avatar. Every fucking cunt in the chat has my face.
I think it's great if somebody comes on and they're trying to look.
Maybe
it's
one or two.
I'm going to watch this, and then they see, what's the chat? Is this guy talking to himself all the time?
I phoned into a live stream the other night, Monday night.
Did you? Mm-hmm. Whose was it?
It was the guy I had on episode 2 of the Scottish content creator show, that guy Richard Vobes.
Oh, aye.
So I just happened to... Well, I was backing up all the footage for this big job Cam and I've been working on. I thought I'll put a YouTube video on while I'm doing that, and it came up on my recommended that it was live, so I clicked through to it, and he was doing his live show with this woman that he does it with. Does the live show with. I don't know whether he does it with her, but he certainly does the live show with her from time to time. And then he says, the phone line's open, and they put the phone line up on the screen. So I just, do you know what I did, Neil? I didn't fucking, not like the pussies that watch us, I didn't fucking hesitate. I dialed in straight away. And we ended up chatting. I was like eventually going, okay, better let you go. And he was asking questions, and
that's pretty
quite
cool.
Interesting.
If you're afraid of phoning in, just remember that today's the first day of the rest of your life.
Exactly.
Yes. Stop chasing excellence. Stop doubting your greatness. Chase excellence.
So the number is on the screen. It's on the screen throughout the whole show. 07719 69 0049. You can phone in and you can have a wee chat with your Uncle Mark and your Auntie Neil, and we'll put you straight.
You've been busy though this week. You've
Oh
not been,
man,
you've not
do you know
been
what? This
posting
is a
selfies on the chat or anything like
no.
that. I've
Do
not
you
seen
know? I feel bad. I've not been on Instagram doing anything. I've obviously put some stuff up for the show and that, but not anywhere near as much. No, this is a big. This is the big job. This is the big one, right? For
This
Cam
is
and
a
I.
big one.
It was
Landed the
supposed to
big
have
one,
been.
son.
It was supposed to have been away last year, and then it got postponed because of the lovely way that the Scottish government deals with fucking things. And then it was put back on again. It's a project for an independent private school. So we were all set to go in August, and I remember at the start of August saying to Cam, right, we're a wee bit quiet now, but that's okay because the big job's coming and we're going to be run ragged doing that. And then it got postponed again because the Scottish government still has restrictions in Scottish schools. But it kicked off this month, so we did a day at the start of the month, and then we did Monday. In fact, we did a wee bit on Friday afternoon, and then we did Monday, Tuesday this week. Massive days, and it's way more work than I thought it was going to be. Way more,
Always is, man.
way more, man.
It's always more work than you think it's going to be. Always costs more than what you think it's going to be, and that's the story of my life.
I've always been quite cute about it. Because I've done video projects for years, for clients, either one-off or ongoing, and I'm pretty good at knowing how to price it so that I can turn the project around quick, which they're always delighted by, and I know I'm making good coin. Aye, with this one it's not going to be that, but it's a challenge, and it's good to challenge yourself, with your creative skills and all that kind of stuff. And it's the first time I've worked on a project that's everything's been shot in 4K. And I actually bought a camera specifically for this project away last year, and it didn't get used properly until really the last week or so. So it's been a real challenge. There's going to be a lot of work in it, but it should be for us a kind of bit of a flagship project.
Oh, quite a good one, eh?
And they seem really happy with what we've done so far, and it's been interesting. It's been pretty cool. It's nice to be out doing a bit of graft.
Out and about. What's it like with the restrictions and that? Pretty cool. All right.
They're all brand new. I mean, the first three times we were down, it was in the senior school, and obviously everybody's wearing masks. Everybody's got to wear a mask, but we didn't, and nobody said anything. Yesterday we were in the junior school, which is our equivalent of primary school, and we were.
You're allowed in there,
aye? Aye, wore a disguise. But
one day, on you go.
I was just going to say, the receptionist said, we're still wearing masks here. So Cam and I both took a mask, and I went, I've actually got an exemption. And she says, okay, you don't need to worry. And I don't think you put it back on again, did you, Cam, your mask?
No, once we were in and set up and stuff like that, I didn't put it back on.
Aye. So they were absolutely fine. Everybody, I think Cam would agree, everybody was absolutely brand new. And you think a private school are going to be all snooty. Everybody was brilliant. I was really impressed. Sorry, what were you going to say?
No, there was one time when I says, "Oh, you allowed in that school?" There was one time I was doing a thing and they had to do, what's that? Background check Scotland. What do you call that? What's it called?
Disclosure.
Disclosure Scotland, and I had to fill that in, and I was thinking, I'm sure it will be fine, but you never know. What if you've got something you just don't know, and they're like, nah, you can't do this. Sorry. I mean, I filled it out.
That would be pretty embarrassing, man.
It'd be so embarrassing, man. You'd be like, what? Embarrassing. It was something I was thinking about. Have you ever been hiding behind a hedge to be hiding for somebody, and then the person that you're hiding for actually sees you? Another scenario would be you're hiding behind a hedge for somebody else, and then somebody else sees you hiding, and then they think, what the fuck's going on here, man? That's an embarrassing thing. But
has that happened to you?
Aye, man, that's how when you says embarrassing, I thought about it, because I was like, oh man, that was so embarrassing. But
that's how you weren't allowed in the school, because the head teacher saw you hiding behind a hedge
with your trousers and your ankles. But you weren't doing anything bad. A wasp had flown down your trousers, and you were just trying to get rid of the wasp, but it just looked awful.
Aye, it's there's just embarrassing things like that happen, and you think you try to get yourself out of it. You try to say to the people, I'm really sorry, this is what's happened, and then you start tripping yourself up and all that, you know.
Well, this is partly why we're here, Neil. Obviously, we're super honest with our own embarrassing stories, pratfalls, mistakes, etc. But we've got the hotline for people to phone in 07719 69 0049 if you want to phone in with your most embarrassing story, or you can email the show. Just go to smre.co.uk/get in touch. Right, Cham, anything in the chat? I notice you've got a few highlighted chats there.
Let's see. Howland was trying to ask Ray Masterson out on a date, saying you home.
Yeah.
And Ray said, yeah, I am. And then Howland says, nice one, you coming down for some pints.
What the fuck's going on? Are they neighbours?
Does everybody and I know each other?
Maybe.
Can it be that? How big is it? It's not that. Maybe it's not that big, and they all live next to each other.
Well, maybe they're having a SMRE watch party. Never know.
That'd be amazing. I'd fucking love that. A cult meeting.
So going back to like kind of working 3 jobs and just the price of things. Ray says the problem is everything increasing constantly in price, but wages don't match it, so people are getting progressively poorer and poorer. Ray's
beginning to sound like a social justice warrior. An SJW. Are you an SJW, Ray? Are you one of the? If you get pink hair and you stand outside government buildings,
he's right.
No justice, no peace.
I agree with him.
He's absolutely right.
The price of stuff is going crazy, man. It's like the price of stuff is. But see, really, I'm not sure I give that much of a fuck, right? Because I think there was the thing about the electricity companies, and it was 140 quid a year extra they were going up, and there was people saying, I don't know if I can afford this. It's going to be between me heating my house or eating.
Yep.
And I'm like, it's 140 quid a year. And we're in the United Kingdom. And if you can't make yourself 140 quid a year over 12 fucking months, you can't make 140 quid. Go and fucking just kill yourself. What the fuck? 140 quid?
That granny, I mean, I don't get that, all these kind of sob stories that you see in the tabloids and stuff, you know, or the government has cut the universal credit thing by 20 quid a week, so that means I'm now going to starve to death.
Well, I mean, 20 quid a week's quite a big amount for somebody who's on.
No, I know, but there's always a way. Go door to door and take an ironing and do it. Do you know what I mean? And I sound like a fucking Tory, and I'm not a Tory. Same as you're not a communist. But you understand.
I'm going to walk about with an iron
Neil,
and a basket.
That's what the old gears used to do. They used to fucking do it. Our grannies would have done it, man.
In the war, 1940? Fuck off.
But the government is saying we're on a war footing. We have an invisible virus. So they're saying we're at war now, and if people get... But there you go, it goes back to the shortage of folk in the workplace. So there's fucking jobs out there. If you can't... I don't know, man. I don't want to sound like a Tory. I know what hard times are. And
you know, right, this is it, right?
I know what I've done to get through them.
Yeah, you know exactly it, and you've had hard times. There's a lot of people moaning about shit there now who have not... You can tell they've never had to struggle for anything, right? You can tell that. But the thing with the universal credit and people getting, it's not 20 quid a week, is it?
Maybe see, that's 20 quid a week or a month.
20 quid a month, fair enough.
I'm going to look that up. What the
20
universal
quid a
credit
month
get
is
cut by.
Fair enough. 20 quid a week is an awful lot of money for people. I know people who 20 quid a week is the difference of them eating and not eating. Like, I actually know people like that, and I think it's a shame that we need to do that.
Cam's looking it up.
I look it up.
It was cut recently. Somebody will tell us in the chat.
If you've got like a direct line to fucking Tory.com, it's fucking just all the stats coming up. Oh, hello again, Mark. How are you doing?
see, politically, right? Politically,
it says will be cut by £20 per week.
There you go. Right.
Fucking hell, that's a lot of money. All but right. I mean, I get what you're saying. You need to make. But what if you're fucked? What if you can't go out and work? And you can't make. What if that's how you? What if that?
Only fans.
And I mean, right? Listen, how many?
Start a podcast.
Listen.
You could argue that doing OnlyFans though is the equivalent of becoming a prostitute. And
how many people? Not, is it? You don't need to suck cock on OnlyFans.
Yeah, but how many people want to become?
It leads to that. It leads to meetups.
That's
and
even
cars
more
and all
money.
That. I mean, I get it, but it's like, what if you can't do anything? See, I quite like that we have this thing where we live, where the people can make some money, and the people that can't work, I think the people that can't work, they should get supported and they should have a nice quality
if
of
they
life.
genuinely can't work.
I mean, but I'm saying genuinely can't work. I would let it slide at people who are like, say somebody who's overweight and they just can't be fucked going to work. I'm like, all right, then.
Fuck off. Fuck right off.
I know.
Norman Tebbit wouldn't have liked that.
I know someone that's got a neighbour and they don't go to work because they've got asthma.
Exactly that. I would let it slide. I'd say, all right.
Come on.
No, but right, we'll see.
If I wanted to, I could go to the doctor, right, and I could get put on DLA, have a blue badge and a disability card. If I wanted to, I could game the system. Oh, when I walk, I get chest pain and all that. I could, mate. I could. And Mary said to me plenty of times, when I didn't have any work, you need to get yourself to the doctor and get put on a line and at least get something. I'm not fucking doing it. And is it foolish pride? Am I just being too proud and all that? Maybe a fucking wee bit, but there's always a way to make some money. There's always a way.
But what about this? I know, right, there is, right? I get it, right? There is.
Asthma, overweight.
No, listen, I get it. I'd make these people homeless. I'd make these people homeless. That's what I would do. I'd kick them out. If you've got asthma and you're on the brew, you're going to be fucking homeless. My brother was on the brew once, right? And he went in. I don't know if I told you that before. And they say it was when David Cameron was the president. Watching too much American TV, man. Fucking hell. So he was there and he went in and the woman says, oh, you're going to need to go because you're fit and able, you're going to need to go and dig holes and stuff like that. And Ross was like, what? She says, you're going to need to go and dig holes and stuff, and just it's a work thing because you can't find work yourself. So you need to go and work with the council and all that. And he's like, nah. He says, sign me off right now. This is not fucking Nazi Germany and I'm not a fucking Jew. Fuck off. And he just done it. He thinged it. He fucking signed himself off and then went and just started working that day.
There you go.
So he could work fine, but he could work. He just chose not to. He just chose not to work.
I mean, obviously, the whole thing where people who were disabled were getting told by the DWP, whatever it is, you know, oh, you need to go and get a job. And obviously, and it caused folk to either take their life or their lives were shortened and all the rest of it. That's fucking horrendous.
There was a guy who was dead. There was a guy who was dead, and they sent him a letter saying, you should show up for this job.
Right.
He was fucking dead.
But then I'll contrast it with my neighbours.
Do you support that?
Of course I don't fucking...
Well,
Fuck off. Fuck right off. This is the fucking problem. When you talk about politics, you run the risk of sounding like a Nazi, a Stalinist.
No, I totally get the way. No, I totally get the way you think, and I totally understand it. And I have right wing mates and I have left wing mates. I'm not going to say what one you're in.
No. Do you want me to talk about my politics are anarchism? That's my political. That's my political philosophy.
Both wings are fucking a lot of shit. It's all bullshit. It's teams. It's divide and conquer and all that shit. But I have mates who are on both sides who are like more that side, more that side. And when I speak to the ones on the Tory sort of side, and I'm like, you know what, you're right. I've had times I've had to go and work and make money and do this and have a business and do all that shit. And then I go and speak to the other ones on that side and they're saying we should have UBI and we should do it. And I'm like, no, I totally agree with you. We should have UBI and it means nobody's going to be poor and we can, you know, so I just think when we can print money, right? I'm not on any side like, oh, this is a political thing. I just think we should print as much fucking money and give everybody 10 million quid. Just go mental. Just go fucking wild. And just enjoy the end times. Just enjoy it, man.
The end times, I agree with. The thing because the financial system is based in the fiat monetary system, the issue is at the minute is they've been printing money for 18 months. And there's this stimulus bill that the United States government's trying to get through. $3 trillion they're going to flood in. That's just literally they're running the printing presses 24/7. What will happen is that money will be fucking worthless. It will be worth less then than it would be now. 3 trillion sounds a lot now. It'll not be worth fucking 3 trillion once it's been printed and put into the market.
See that, Neil? See that guy that you said, the dead guy, and he got the letter through for the job? The only reason he got that letter through for the job was because obviously the family were still taking the brew money.
They were still collecting it. And that is why fucking we need to get these commies out of fucking power. And we need to
vote for me.
I told you last week when you were down, remember we were sitting waiting for the takeaway to arrive, waiting for the wonderful pizzas from the Kirky Hot Food Club. Use discount code SMRE at checkout. And I heard a car driving out, and I saw the guy getting out a delivery bag, and I went, "Oh, there's your remember, there's your food." And then it went to the neighbour fucking across there, right? And I need to watch because the window here's open. They don't work.
He's probably a listener. They're probably listeners.
Well, fuck them if they are, man. They don't work. Neither of them work. They're both in their 20s. Neither of them work, and they get deliveries, takeout deliveries, at least once a day, sometimes twice a day. So they're on the how do you do. We call it in Glasgow. They're on the how do you do. They're on the brew, and they can afford.
Living the fucking dream. Living the fucking dream,
It is, man.
It's like, but see, recently, the past few weeks, I've been honestly saying to Gemma, maybe it'd be nice if we moved closer to a city because you could get like Uber Eats and all. Like I just see these posts, people sharing shit right on Instagram, and it's like, oh, this guy set up his own culinary fucking school, and he's making these burgers, and they're fucking beautiful, and he has the chips with all these fucking nice chips, and he's like selling them a $5, and he's doing these deals. I'm like, they get delivered right to your fucking house. Up here, you get fuck all. You've got as fucking frozen pizzas, man. That's all we've fucking got.
You're falling for the marketing, Neil. You're falling for the marketing.
Yeah.
I want to taste the steak. I want to taste the steak, just like a cunt in the Matrix. It's no, it's fucking. It's
like the cunt in the Matrix.
Just want to taste the steak.
It's one of the best. That's one of the
Brilliant,
best scenes in cinema. Is him cutting that steak and biting into the red wine. Oh man, it's fucking
knowing
so
that it's
good.
fake, knowing that it's all fake, but look, we're all trapped in that, man. You know, I'm trapped in that. It's like I'm looking at Porsches, man, and I've decided I should look at a Boxster because you still get a 2.5 litre or 2.7, and you can get them for under like $5,000, $6,000, something like that. So I get trapped into that as well. It's just a fucking car, you know what I mean? It's just for me.
It's a beautiful car, man.
The Boxster, isn't it? I don't think that's a real Porsche though. You know, it's like it's fair enough. It's a Porsche, but it's not really.
Right.
I was wanting a 964, like a 911, but it's only for fucking going out. It's only for out and doing
only for
loops.
driving down here.
It's driving down there on a Wednesday and going and doing loops. See, when I finish it, like if I work till like midnight or one or that, and I can finish up and then blast out the 6 miles out, down 6 miles back in, a wee nice loop, and that would do me.
It's like,
you know what I mean? But,
Hunter Thompson wrote an essay about what he used to do on his motorbike. On his motorbike, he used to take the next to the, like in California, he'd take this route that would follow the bay all the way around, and he'd reach like 100 miles an hour. And he described how tears would when you're going at that speed, tears would actually evaporate as they're coming out your eyes. you in a convertible Porsche driving round the back roads.
Fucking brilliant, man.
It's funny.
No, it's like, I mean, I'm saying I'd like to buy one, and I've actively been looking at them.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, I've been actively looking at them, but the thing is,
fucking sort your camera out first.
I know, I'm
you can afford a Porsche.
I don't have any money to buy one, and I said to Gemma, I says, right, see, I says maybe I could just trade the van in and put it towards a Porsche, and I could get a more expensive Porsche, and then that would do me. And then she's like, but you need to go and pick up materials. And I'm like, I know, I've been thinking about this. There's like a place who's close to me, and they're called Quick and Easy Transport, and I use them for courier and stuff about. And I was thinking, if I had to pay them to go and pick up the wood, pick it up and bring it up, like if you work out and then I deliver the stuff anyway through UPS or whoever. So if they had to do that,
I just put it in the price of the job.
I don't know, but I don't know if that would be more expensive than the cost of a van, than paying for a van. You know what I mean?
Why look at it and then. When you're pricing a job, just do bullshit pricing on jobs where you've got surcharges.
Oh, you should see my pricing, my prices are bullshit prices. I just fucking look at numbers and I think, that's plenty, man. Put that in and add another bit on.
Like do it all professional, right? And it's the breakdown of materials, right? But have these weird miscellaneous entries, and that's actually the payment on your Porsche. And that's actually the UPS delivery, and that's actually the courier thing. But you just think and feed it. I know tradesmen that fucking feed so much of these ridiculous costs. I've done jobs like video jobs for tradesmen, and they've put the price, my fee, into the quote to the customer. And the customer doesn't question it. Oh, there you go, that's fine. Whatever, they just pay it. It's just another line. Another line.
I don't really have. When I send out prices, I have one price, and that's it. And I don't have any itemization.
That's what I'm saying. Build the itemization in.
Oh,
hide the Porsche in that.
The courier service. But I was curious if getting a person to pick up the timber whenever it's in, bring it up to me, say they might, and then they need to pick up. It's only basically picking up stuff and bringing it to me that I couldn't fit in a Porsche. But all Boxsters are convertible, so I could fit an 8 foot length of timber down in it, and I'd have no problem driving with that because I do that now anyway. I do that now anyway. But so I was thinking, I could probably get rid of the van in my car that I drive about, and I don't go to people's houses and do work now. I'm never in anybody's houses doing work. Never. I don't do it. I just fucking make my stuff and send it to them. That's it. So I could drive about in a fucking Porsche. And that would be it.
What you need to get is a boat, and then you can use that boat to transport all the lumber and stuff
Sail
like that.
down
You
the
need
Clyde.
aye.
Yeah, there's well, I mean, you could. There's a guy I know in America, and he was saying that he's his uncle who's got a boat, and he calls it a Latvian pickup, and he just ties the boat onto the back of his truck and throws all the material in the boat, and it's extra
Tax
trailer
deductible.
space kind of thing. It's not a bad
I think,
idea.
I think it's definitely worth looking at. We'll cover some comments, and then I'll update everybody about the studio space.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so do you want to go through some
Just
comments here?
I feel we're neglecting the night, but the chat's been all right, I think.
Fuck them.
So going back to the whole thing about having to get a background check before you go into a school, Rob Simpson says he has to get a background check for doing rugby coaching with kids. And
Quite right.
You're a fucking pervert as well.
And Gordy Browse follows it up by saying, "I'm the same for being a scout leader. According to the powers that be, I'm safe." It's funny use of words. According to the powers that be. I know.
It's funny, man, because I'm waiting on that group chat thing to be fucking a Sunday Mail expose. Aye. Preacher,
Patreon.com
Patreon.com
/SMRE. You get access to the Telegram group chats private. It's only members that are allowed in it, and it can be a bit mental.
Here's a question for you, Neil. Howlin asks, is that glass really big or is Neil's head tiny?
No, my head's I've got a massive head. Like I told you, if you laid it out, it'd be the width of a Joyce, 600mm Joyce spacing. No, it's just your glass, your IKEA glass. I was thinking when I was drinking it. It's funny when you drink and people can see you drinking stuff because you don't really. I don't know. I met a guy once. We were all standing, and this guy had it was like a beer, whatever bottle of beer it was, Miller or something like that. And as he's drinking it, he stuck his tongue down the thing.
What the fuck?
He done that and put it caused the Miller bottles, so his tongue like rolled up and fitted in.
Jesus.
And he's the four of us
Probably
looked at
drinks his
each other
tea like that and everything.
Like a cat.
and the four of us looked at each other, we're just like, what the fuck? We never knew where to look because this guy's like, I'm like, fucking hell, man. But it's just people have weird things that they think is normal. Like he thinks that's normal. Like his wife has no said to him, see when you're drinking and we're out in company and that, can you please not fucking put your tongue down the fucking neck of the
You see
bottle?
folk drinking out a bottle and they still drink out the bottle as if they're two, but their whole mouth goes around the neck of the bottle and then you see half it pouring back in. You're like, Aye, so you're talking about Porsches and the dream that you're going for. My dream is still to have the studio space. And you and I were pinging back links last week, I think it was,
Aye.
on Gumtree to various different studio and office spaces that were up for let. And I don't think any of them come close to the one that we went to see. And again, if you're a member over at Patreon, we do occasionally do behind the scenes stuff. We've got the photographs up of that studio space there. And you and I have spoken about it. Cam and I have spoken about it. Mary and I have spoken about it. There's a wee bit of a plan. A wee bit is tentative, man, and it's sketchy as fuck. But we might be able to make it happen. Anyway, I got an email out of the blue today. I had no fucking clue who it was. And I actually had to go back through my email because like this person emailed me and they know me and I didn't know who they were. So I had to go back through my email and I was like, all right, okay, I remember the context of how they know me. So they've got this kind of company that does outsourcing of consultancy and specialist work. And for some reason, I'd got in tow with them. I don't remember how it came about. So anyway, they emailed me today to say, look, this big project with Glasgow City Council is now finally going ahead from 2019. So we want to put you in touch with one of the businesses and all that kind of stuff. Would that be all right? And I'm like, that's fine. So ended up I had to speak to a business advisor at Glasgow City Council today. And they want to put me in touch with some company that might need my help. But while I've got her on the phone, I'm thinking, Because she said, yeah, they've had a look at your website and they really like what's on it.
Have you heard the good news?
Fuck off! No, no.
We actually do meetings, and I'm actually the Bible fucking coach.
So while I'm on the phone and I'm like, well, if you look at my website, there's the page about podcasting. So my website is it's like the top search result for certain podcast related terms in our geographic area. And the idea would be we get this studio, we do our podcast from it, but we can also rent the space out as a studio for people to come and record their podcast. And if they want video and they want live stream, we can cover all of that. So I said that. This is one of the things that we've been doing. We've adapted and gave it all that bullshit. And this is one of the things that we're offering. And we're looking at premises in White Studios in Templeton on the Green. It'll probably be early next year if we go for it. We just want to see whether we're going to go back into lockdown. Oh, that's really good, brilliant. Well, you know, if you decide to go for it, you would be a Glasgow-based business, so we could work with you even more and all the rest of it. So it was just funny how it came into my head. I would never in a million years fucking pitch my business expertise to some person on the phone, but I did, and that's because I want to pursue this dream. You want to dream of the Porsche. Neil, picture yourself.
Listen.
Picture yourself driving down to Glasgow on a Wednesday to show up to the studio in Glasgow city centre on Glasgow Green. What a dream it will be.
Is dreams? I don't know if I have much dreams. I think when you have kids, your dreams stop. But I don't know if I have much. But I just it's just a thing that I'll eventually have. You know, just because I like them. I just like the way they look in that. But it's not really that. I mean, I think. So what was she saying? Was she saying that the studio thing is she give you a deal or what?
No, she's nothing to do with it.
Nah.
She's a business advisor for Glasgow City Council, and I was basically saying, if the clients you're working with, if any of them are ever looking, if any of them ever bring up that they're thinking about doing a podcast, come to us. And we're looking to get premises in Glasgow to have a space to rent. I was explaining.
No, I mean, I think
there's a demand for it now.
I think it's an ideal business anyway. If you set it up, you're going to get fucking people coming in, talking
I think
a lot
it could
of
be
shit.
Good. We just record it and give them the file, or we could do produce the whole fucking thing.
The full booner.
Some good comments have actually come in.
All right, go for it.
Go for some.
Yeah, definitely. Always.
Well, Howland says, Mark checking in there on the chat. Must be worried the Patreon subs are going down. Just thought I'd throw that in.
They're not going up, but I don't think they're going down. We've not done any new subs for a couple of weeks, Neil. Bit disappointing.
Oh, aye.
No.
Rob Simpson says...
Maybe we've plateaued.
Not yet. Rob Simpson says, get yourself a boat, float it out on the loch and at Neil's broadcast and broadcast from there like an old school pirate radio station. And
if you could guarantee the internet, we'd give it a go.
Gordy Browse follows up with that saying SMRE Boatcast. So I thought it was a good one-liner.
It's a good one. Well done, guys.
It'd be some fucking length of cable.
Any new names in there?
Stephen C.
Never heard him. What's he saying?
He just put in laughing
He's just
faces.
laugh reacting.
Yeah.
Stevie C, welcome. You're welcome to the SMRE podcast cult thing we've got going on.
Howland, I think this gives a wee bit of background behind Howland's psychology. He says he's never seen The Matrix.
What?
He's never seen The Matrix.
That's because you're living in it.
I mean, I know you want to taste the steak or what, man. He's fucking. I could say that, and I could have told you that anyway.
Blue pill, Neil.
Told you that. I could have told you that.
Hey, we've got some stuff.
I mean, on you go.
I was just saying, we've got some stuff in the spreadsheet. Quite a bit of stuff in the spreadsheet. I can't see it for you, unfortunately.
I added a few things on that I thought were quite funny, or I don't even know if they were funny. I just added them on because they were interesting.
So listen, why don't I read out some of the things? Well, because we're obviously around about 8:30, the public show, which is free for everyone.
The public
You're all
show.
welcome. You're all welcome. We'll be wrapping up and we're jumping on our private members only live stream that you can access tonight if you sign up over at patreon.com/SMRE. Right, so here's some of the articles. There's a video of, can you move your head to that's it, cheers. Brandon Flowers loves being a Mormon.
Mm-hmm.
So on the kind of cult theme. Richard Dawkins and Brandon Flowers. It's an absolutely brilliant clip, only for Brandon Flowers' reaction to what Richard Dawkins says to him. I fucking love it. We've also got the characteristics of a cult. We said we'd talk about that last week, but we didn't get to it. We've got an article, I think it's actually a YouTube video, all about this new phenomena where you can buy digital clothes that they're thousands of dollars, and you don't actually need to leave the house to wear them. You dress them in an avatar and you just walk about this imaginary world, which is really strange. We've got an article, I'm assuming you've put this one in, Neil. I don't remember doing it. I'm just judging by how it's described. Putin thinks cancel culture is gay. Trigger warning. Fauci hates dogs, which is another one of yours, I believe. That's a fucking shocker. Gang stalking. That's another one from you.
That was an old video, but...
And I've put one up, a cult music video from my old cult. They're now producing music videos. And John Lewis and the... I don't even know if I can say it.
Nah, I wouldn't bother.
With the transsexual ad. There we go.
Aye.
Said it in a... Trigger warning anyway. Just trigger warnings across the board.
What's that thingy one? What is that avatar one? What is that?
Yeah, do you want to bring it up, Cam?
Bring it up. See what it is.
Oh, we've got a message.
Oh.
Hi, is the bike still available, please?
What bike? Whose bike?
That's brilliant. It's like a fucking Gumtree ad. Hi, is the bike still available, please? Yeah, if you want to know, fucking phone up.
Hi.
So you want to jump onto the screen, Cam? Oh, fuck, I forgot to plug Neil's thing into it. Fuck that up.
Don't worry about it.
I just play it anyway.
I can't hear him.
Can you not hear it?
Nah. My lip reading is no good. What state is he from? And I might be able to decipher it.
Sorry, guys, if you can't hear this.
Well, that's interesting. So what do? You do fuck all? Just...
I watched the video, Neil. I've got no idea what you're meant to do.
It's the next big... This is a... Fucking hell. Can you make your avatar whoever you are? This is all we're doing anyway. We're avatar, and we're just making it up whatever we think, what image we want people to perceive us in, and all. That's all we're fucking doing anyway. This is just a wee inside thing. You know how they do all that? The conspiracy guys will say, it's hidden in plain sight. It's hidden in plain sight. The Russians have been doing this for years. That's the same stuff, man.
It's weird, man. Folk are spending thousands of dollars to buy these fashion designed clothes that aren't real. We've got a question we'll get to about NFTs, and it kind of reminded me of NFTs. You know a wee bit about NFTs, don't you?
I only know what people have told me.
Right.
And I know guys
Cam,
who
do you know about NFTs?
Yeah, of course I know about NFTs.
Fuck off. Of course I know about NFTs.
Of course.
I'm a millennial. Of course I do. I'm Generation Z.
No, what? I'm a millennial. Yes.
Are you?
We were out walking the dog this afternoon there, and then I was wondering, Gemma asked what was she, and I was like, no, I was with Gemma.
You all right?
We were talking about stuff. So she's, sometimes I like to do that. I like to go in and I'll be like, I was wanting to have a word with you anyway, Gemma. I was wanting to speak to you about something, get dead serious like that. I was kind of wanting to have a wee word with you, talk to you about something, but I've not got in to talk to her, but we were walking and she was saying, what one am I? And I was like, well, I'm sure we're millennials.
What year are millennials?
I don't know.
1980. It's like 1986 to 2000.
1986 to 2000.
Something like that. We were actually talking about it yesterday at that job.
Well, I was 1983.
Approximately 1977 to 1995.
There you go. You're a millennial. You're fucking millennial. Fucking.
And then, so who's?
No wonder you're wearing that Finiston hat. Oh, I'm so hip and trendy. Oh, Gemma, get me another latte. But make sure it's soy milk and fucking no caffeine.
Who's Gen Z? Gen X is older than us. Gen X is the one older.
I'm Gen X. I'm Gen Z. Gen Z's 2000.
And then your kids are Gen Y.
Gen Y. Okay.
We've got another text come in. Okay. And I know who this is from because the phone does, and I saved the number. Howling has texted in, I'll give you a tenner for the bike. What the fuck is the bike? Is there a thing in the chat about a bike for sale? I don't know, man. They must be conspiring behind their backs. I mean, the clothing thing, I don't know why the YouTube video music isn't playing it. Fucking, I played last week and everybody could hear it and it was great. So I don't know what the fuck's going on. Aye.
No, it's like you're getting to NFTs later, but it's kind of like the NFT clothing shit. It's just stuff. It's a flex. I think it's all a flex. That's all it is.
All of it is.
Mm-hmm. Life is a flex.
Putin thinks cancel culture is gay. That's one of your articles.
I mean,
trigger warning. Sorry.
I think he says it was ridiculous. You know, that Putin guy. Do you know how when I don't know if this story's real, is it? When the gym was booked, Obama was meant to go in, and Putin was going to go in, but then Obama got it. So then Putin went out and there's a lake, and he just jumped in and was doing lengths in this freezing cold lake in the winter, snow coming down and all that. And Obama's in looking out the windows. Sometimes I think when I look at him, shit, my camera's fell.
It's fell. Right, we'll talk amongst ourselves. We'll get another text message in. Hi, is the couch still for sale? Right. Fucking troll bastards, man. Fucking troll bastards. They can't phone in. They've just got to fucking troll us, Neil.
They got a reaction out of it. You have to admit
that. I know, true. I'm feeding the trolls on my reactions.
Sorry about that.
If I'd top up on this, I would phone all these cunts back and just harass them. I can't believe. What's Nathan Chestnut saying, Cam?
Nathan Chestnut's come in saying...
he's a good friend of the show.
My wife was asked by a company if she wanted to invest in this digital clothing shit.
Right.
Follow up on that.
That's what it is. That's what it is. I remember now. The whole idea is because folk are working from home and they're doing Zoom calls and all that. What Facebook and other companies are developing are these augmented reality meeting rooms.
Aye.
Where you're in your fucking house, but
right.
You are in this. It's like Star Trek where you go in the fucking hologram deck, the holodeck. And you're in there walking about and everything, and you can buy outfits for the avatar that will be in these virtual meeting rooms, these augmented reality meeting rooms. That's what it is.
That seems silly.
That's mental, man. That's why folk like Nathan Chestnut are valuable assets to the show.
That's that's a mental thing. It's like Dobie at the start of the lockdown, was it him? Was it Dobie's company who done it? And then they done tracky bottoms because people were working from home. Did they do tracky bottoms? I don't know if they sold any of that. I don't know if they sold.
But they said
them
they're sold out on their website. They got them for their staff, and then they sold the extra stock, and they sold it on their website.
Listen, man. Listen,
fucking
I've got
pathetic,
sold
man.
Listen, no, I've got sold out stuff on my website. Right, it doesn't actually mean it's sold out. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean it's sold out. You could sell fuck all and say it's sold out.
Aye. Your merch is never sold out. You've always got plenty of merch. Here, always stickers. Plenty. Right, so folk that are listening and watching, give us your feedback on this. We're talking about getting stickers made up for our own SMRE merch store. Now, the website we've got and on Patreon, we can have merch. We've just not got around to making anything. But we're thinking about getting stickers made, right? So, what sort of slogans or kind of quote-unquote catchphrases would you like us to have on the stickers? So, for example, Sashay and McGee abandoned, or I'm only here for the coffee and Viagra, or you know what I mean? Just come up with something in the chat, or email us in smre.co.uk, click get in touch, and let us know what you think we should have on stickers, and then we'll get the stickers made and we'll sell you them.
Well, we could do a wee giveaway.
We will definitely do a giveaway in the lead up to Christmas because we're generous.
See, talking about the trackies, I think that was a good idea. And I liked the actual trackies. I thought the design and all the logos on them were pretty good, but I think that was a good idea. I don't know if anybody done that successfully though throughout. If anybody's done some wee gimmicky thing like that and made money, I don't know if it was a big thing or it was just I don't know. They were nice. I liked them.
Got another text message.
Oh fucking here we go.
I heard it on a podcast. I come up with that. Did I know? Is that somebody saying that in the chat?
Gordy Browse says it's him. He says he's taking ownership, so if you use it, he's going to need to pay him.
Claimed it then, that's fine. Another text. Hector is going to be running 3 Honda Civics with spoon engines, and on top of that, he just came into Harry's and ordered 3 T66.
2 JC turbos, no shit.
Howland said reverse charge the call, you dumb fuck.
I don't know. I know. So hold on, right? Let's break the logic of that statement down.
Let's unpack this. Unpack
right.
what you need to
so I'm going to break that down, right? I don't know how to do that, But you've already acknowledged that I don't know how to do that by calling me a dumb fuck. Look at the phone. I don't know how to set up a reverse. I'm not calling from prison. Do you accept this call from the fucking SMRE State Penitentiary?
You need to phone the operator.
So I'd need to phone 100 and then go.
And then you need to speak to the operator and then say, hold on, I'll put you in the
Fuck off!
switchboard.
I'm fucking producing a live show here.
Nah, but all you'd have to say is, "I put me through to Howland," and then go, "Oh, I have no."
Where does he live? Ireland. All right, we'll put you through right away.
He's actually talking. Speaking. Thingamabob came back. Stephen C came back. He says, first time live listener, but worked through a few of the podcasts. Only here to find out when you guys are going for the colonic.
We did talk about doing that.
I'm gonna go. I'm busy now, man. I've got stuff to do, man. But I'd like to get away and get it. It freaks me out though. The shoving the thing up your ass. I'd rather somebody else done it for me rather than it freaks me out.
Because you'd end up not getting it far enough up, and then they'd turn the fucking pressure up, and it would just go all over the room and
blow your ass. You'd fly right off the fucking thing, right into the wall.
Right, so what we're going to do, I'm going to ignore these fucking text messages. You can go fuck yourselves. The number is there to phone in if you've got the balls to do it. What we'll do is we'll go and we'll tackle our questions and conundrums, Neil. Queries and conundrums this week. Howlin is actually, he sent in a couple of reels, and I'm sure they'd be good enough for us to play on the show, but I didn't have the chance to get them on the spreadsheet because it's been a rather busy few days. But it's definitely something we can look at for next week. Right. Let's work our way through these. NY Woodworks, Al over in New York, good friend of the show. We're international, as that's been watching and listening for a while knows. He has a question. If nothing sticks to Teflon, how do they get Teflon to stick to the frying pan?
Well, actually, they sandblast the frying pan and then they do a primer of Teflon on it. But that's the thing, me one. I don't know. That's the actual way they do it. So I mean, I don't know anything funny to say about Teflon.
No,
on that.
I that was my first thought as well. They'll put some kind of primer on, and then the Teflon sticks to the primer.
Sandblast it first. Has he got a Teflon job on?
I don't know. Doesn't he say?
I think he's got a Teflon job on, probably.
So Gordon's Leather Gifts on Instagram. So that's Gordon's_leather_gifts. Go and check him out. He makes some good shit. Makes some leather covers for Zippo lighters, which are quite cool now.
I can't believe how cheap they were. He says it was £7. I was like, I don't know if that leather would be. Hey, that might have been a special price that he told us, and I've just.
Well, that's maybe a special because he's a producer of the show over at patreon.com/SMRE. He's in the group chat with us. Anyway, he's got a few questions. Here's one of them. If you could get rid of one holiday, what would it be? Now, I assume that's holiday in the kind of American meaning of the word holiday, like we talk about Thanksgiving as a holiday, Christmas as a holiday. So, if you could get rid of one holiday, what one would it be?
Is Ramadan a holiday? I don't even know what religion Ramadan is for, right?
Yes, you fucking do. Fuck off. Of course you do.
I don't.
Trigger fucking warning.
I just thought it'd be funny because we all need to fucking respect every cunt. I'm fucking a bit sick of it right now, respecting every fucking person. Some people are cunts. Some people are fucking assholes. Some actual religious things are fucking assholes, and they need to be told that. But it's like
religion is a protected characteristic, Neil.
Protected character. Another one of the things, and it's just we need to go on. Oh yeah, it's great because it's like they're talking to people that nobody's ever fucking seen, and we need to treat them as if they're like, as if they're logical humans. And it's like,
are you doubting the logic that the Prophet Muhammad got onto a horse and the horse flew him into heaven? Don't doubt the logic of that. That's
it's like
irrefutable.
See all the people that I know who are Christians, right? They're all pretty successful in life and financially in whatever way, right? So these people are like successful in life and they have a nice family and all that, right? They believe in a fucking guy who's in the sky, who's it's like, so these people are schizophrenic by law. It's a fucking, they're schizophrenic. and like bipolar, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's like, wait a minute, mate. What you talk? You'll go to hell. The devil does it. Fuck, what are you talking about? But hey, it's normal. It's fucking accepted behavior. Oh, it's totally. He's a sound guy. So what?
Do you know
What?
what's also accepted and not questioned is it's all right to slag off Christians, but as soon as you mention Ramadan, and I can't be the only one, your fucking sphincter puckers and all the rest of it.
Exactly.
What the fuck is that about?
See, the thing is, this is was talking. See the Christians that if I know the Christians, right? They're super nice, super fucking nice, and they get the cunt ripped out them all the time, but they're still super fucking nice about it. And they say, "Oh well, people fucking slaughter them all the time," and I just like, "Oh well, that's your thing." Right? The fuck, I don't agree with any. It's just funny, right? It's a funny thing. It's just it's a pastime. It's something to do just to fill up the time until
On a
you die,
Sunday.
right? It's
Aye.
this, it's this thing. But no, you're right. You're totally right. You can't laugh at anybody else. But you can laugh at Christians because that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
You know, you can laugh kinda at Jewish people to a certain extent, and then you get to a point you can't laugh at them. Muslims, or you can't laugh at them because fuck. I'm like, what? What the fuck? What are you talking about? You can't laugh at them. They can't take a joke. Look at the fucking clothes they wear and they can't take a fucking joke. It's just weird. It's fucking weird, man. It's just fucking weird. The whole thing's fucking weird, man.
So the holiday you would get rid of, and I have to take your first answer. The holiday you would get rid of is Ramadan. Let's just leave it at that. The holiday I would get rid of is Halloween. I think it's just silly. It's just silly. But you notice my nice wee LED sort of autumnal kind of thing in the background. Lidl, £6.
Brilliant.
I
mean, Halloween. I said to Jim, I was like, if we still got fucking it's Halloween, it's no happened yet. Halloween's no happened. We've had fucking pumpkins in this house since fucking September or something. We've had fucking, we've got cobwebs up. We've got fucking wee witches' hats.
You're not one of them that's got your house all decorated. Oh, fuck's sake,
We've got witches' hats. We've got witches' hats. We've got fucking cobwebs.
Do folk drive up your street just to look at your house?
No, man. But we've got that, man. And I'm like, is Halloween still no been? Fucking hell. Now you need to get rid of it, and you need to fucking go on. And it's just, I don't know. What if we're all fucking gradually just going fucking insane? Like when we talk about the religion that you can't laugh at, it's like 2021 people. Look at the fucking technology we've got. Maybe it's time to say it was a good fucking story back in the day, but see, maybe now it's maybe no.
Aye, we've moved on.
We're kind of by this stage. It's like Halloween and all that. And we put up decorations. Maybe we all know it's just fucking bullshit, and maybe we should just say, you know what? Maybe we just fucking forget these fucking We're just getting very Americanized. Fucking
so it's not just Ramadan, it's them all. You want rid of them all.
I like Christmas. I like Christmas.
Is all right. Aye. I didn't celebrate Christmas until I was 36.
You wouldn't have celebrated Christmas.
So
aye.
I've kind of got my reserve. I'm not a big fan of the Santa thing. I've never understood how it's all right to lie to your kids about stuff for a while. But we'll get into that another time. We're getting that nearer to Christmas.
See, when I was in primary school once, it was obviously grew up Jehovah's Witness, and I never believed in Santa Claus. And you know, but all right, never mind.
Fuck off.
And I said we were doing Christmas cards in September, and I was like, you know, Santa Claus doesn't exist. And then the teacher just cut me off. And then the teacher went out and spoke to my mum.
She would appreciate it if you didn't bring his beliefs into the classroom.
That happened in the school. That happened in the school with the boys. It was the same sort of idea. Real Bible bashers, and then they were telling the kids, "Nah, Santa's not real and all that." And then the kids are like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, I get it. I like the mystery, and I like the surprise of all that Christmas stuff, and I think it's great. But I'm quite glad the two older boys are older. I'm like, maybe we can the youngest one, we can maybe fast track.
Well, how old was Fergus Cam when he sort of ditched Santa? It was young, wasn't it?
Well, me and Grace told him he wasn't real.
Fucking cunts. Right, we've got a question I assume it's a question. He hasn't used a question mark. Spelling is atrocious. Guess who it's from?
Okay, I can take one guess.
Go.
Howling
Interiors. Remember he used to be. Remember we used to call him Howling Interiors, and we used to joke about his advert on our channel. Howling Interiors has asked us, "Do you think the world will actually be livable in 30 years' time?" So that's
When I'm
2051. Will it still be livable?
2051.
Aye, so maybe you'll not be on the planet. Maybe you'll be living on Mars.
I think it'll still be livable, man, no matter what fucking anybody tells you. I just, they told us, listen to me, they told us as if they told me in the 70s that we were running out of oil, and we've still got it now in 2021, and they're like, we're maybe going to have a short. Listen, I think we're going to have a shortage of fucking anything. I think
Shortage of common
provides.
sense.
I think the world just provides in this oil. Where are we getting? Where's all this oil coming from? Where the fuck does all this oil come from? Where? We like how?
The biggest thing about oil though is they can't overproduce it because it completely renders the price just plummets. So the whole point in oil is to, and the same with diamonds as well. The two aren't exactly rare. The whole point is to keep them in a really, really short chain, so that then you can quickly yank it, and then the price goes shooting back up again.
He's right. He's right.
Oh, he's right. But it's like, this is what I mean. It's like is it going to be livable? Aye, it'll be fun. The world, how would what's he saying? What does he think it's going to be like? What does he think it's going to be like? Do you think we're all going to be fucking...
I think it's because I'm sure Howland's probably a big fan of Greta and her movement, and he's terrified that we're the impending doom.
Especially because he hasn't seen The Matrix.
Especially because he hasn't seen the fucking Matrix. Now we need to move on. We've got three more to go, I think.
It will be fucking. It'll still be livable, Howland. Chill out, mate.
And this leads us into the next question, in a bit of a way, because I think the underlying sort of issue we're worried about the future of the planet. Green Grapes Glasgow asks, "You's looking forward to the big COP24? I think it's COP26, and no being able to get about Glasgow." So COP26 it kicks off. It's actually the preparations for it have started. So there's already road closures and diversions around Glasgow. There's at least 2 cruise ships, massive cruise ships, berthed off of the ports in Glasgow to house police officers who've been shipped in literally to police COP26. COP26 is the global climate change summit that's taking place. For some reason it's being held in Glasgow, so he wants to know if we're looking forward to it and all of the fucking bullshit it's going to bring to the city. Doesn't really affect you too much, but it affects us a wee bit, and it did affect us yesterday.
They're closing off a lot.
It's crazy.
It's pretty crazy, man. They're closing off a lot. I mean, I'll probably not go in for the time. There's a part of me that wants to go in. Right. Listen, I know people have died in terrorist attacks, and that's a shame, and I'm not laughing at them. But see, if there was a terrorist attack, then there's a part of me that wouldn't mind being maybe just out on the outskirts,
just to see the plume going up and feeling the delayed rumble.
Just to be about an actual terrorist attack, to see what it 100%. Feels like, and to experience how people come together and how people quickly get a level of, right, we need to fix this, we need to sort this out. That would be interesting to see that, and to see people flipping out and fucking losing their minds. That would be an interesting thing, but I don't think I'll go in for the time it's there, just in case. I can't be fucked with the traffic and that, man.
Aye.
It would. I mean, terrorist attacks don't do great for the traffic, do they? I kind of wish I was a part of a terrorist attack, or was in the city when it happened, so that then I could immediately just revert and go, oh fuck it, man, the government knows what it's doing. Oh, I'm shaking. Just take the blue pill immediately afterwards.
Cam, was it no you saying last week that you heard from a police officer that, or was it me that said it last week before the show, that the police are getting basically.
That was you.
Yeah, the police are essentially getting the kind of heads up that there's a strong likelihood of a terrorist attack in Glasgow during COP26.
Well,
interesting, man. But the Pope's not coming, the Queen's not coming, Putin's not coming. What do they know? What do they know? The rest don't. What do they know that Greta doesn't?
The terrorist attack is going to be Joe Biden shitting himself in front of everyone, and then there's like a nauseous gas that infects the whole of Glasgow.
Well, he's standing there with his 2 fists doing that, trying to find his next word. He's going to be there. Aye. I think Barack Obama's going to be there as well. I don't think so. No. What can you imagine? I don't know if I mentioned it on the podcast, but I get an email inquiring whether I would be available to produce a podcast for the duration of COP, actually in the Blue Zone, which is where all the fucking politicians and dignitaries are going to be. And I had a few emails and a phone call with them about it, and then they got back to me and went, "Nah, they've gone with Gary Vaynerchuk's company, VaynerMedia." Which I thought was quite interesting, but I wasn't bothered at all. At first I was like, that'd be fucking cool, man, to be in the Blue Zone. But if the BBC's got all these articles about what it's going to be like in the Blue Zone, it's fucking Nazi Germany in there, man. Papers, please.
We would have to, if that job came through, there was a likelihood that you'd have to be vaccinated as well.
Well, they're not insisting that the delegates attending are vaccinated, but they might insist that suppliers that are working at it.
Of course.
The plebs, the ordinary people working at it, they all need to be double, triple vaxxed, whatever it may be.
Well, how can
masks, tests.
How is it that like singers and all that or comedians don't need to be thing-made, but everybody going needs to be? Is that a phone call? Let's get it answered.
Hello, caller. What's your name? Where'd you come from?
I'm calling because you've got a post on Gumtree that you are sick.
Right, okay. How can I help?
Yeah, I see on Gumtree that you've got Apollo Guru bike.
Yeah, it's been sold, I'm afraid.
Oh, that's fine. Sorry that I'm...
No problem.
We've actually got another one here, though, if you want to buy another one.
How much is it?
Thanks, she's away.
It's the post that is for free.
Okay.
Is it for free?
It's
not for free. No,
this one's not for free. This one's £1,000.
And how much? You've got another one for how much?
£1,000.
Oh, it must be a special one.
Yeah,
that's a speciality bike.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Okay, sorry about that.
No problem. No, have a good evening.
You too. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
You fucking cunts.
No fucking
you
way,
fucking
man.
cunts. Didn't you go to Tesco and get another fucking SIM card for this?
Oh my
you fucking cunts.
God, man.
So, those text messages about the bike, it wasn't these fucking arseholes texting, and it was some fucking random cunts.
That's funny. That's funny. That's a good laugh. That's funny.
Fucking dicks, man. Like, whoever, name it. Look at all the laughy reacts. What's that about? Is that from that?
Funny.
Yeah, that's from that. That is fucking brilliant. That is fucking
Which one
brilliant.
of you fucking cunts in it? It's no Howling because he's in Ireland and he doesn't know how to work the internet.
We've got another bike. We've got another bike. 1,000. Could you imagine she went, yeah, right.
And I give her the address and it's like,
Then we
I
had to go
just
and find
sell
a bike.
I just sell her Cam's bike. Cam's
Aye,
bike's
aye.
out there.
For $1,000, that'd be alright, actually.
Aye. Is this one here? It's fixed gear. Is that okay? What is fixed gear? It only has one gear. Oh, fucking hell. The long and short of it is we're not looking forward to COP26. It's a lot of fucking bullshit. It could have been done via Zoom without massively disrupting an entire city, which will then lead Scotland to getting put back into lockdown.
Well, that's what they say.
Aye, that's what's coming.
That was Howling, by the way.
It was Howling, fuck's sake.
Howling, you've just had your Gumtree privileges removed for putting up a false advert. I hope it was worth it, mate.
Right, Gordon's Leather Gifts has got another question for us. He says, on the SMRE theme, what are the best, worst social media platforms? I don't mind taking this one, Neil.
On you go.
I think the best and the worst social media platform is YouTube. You know, it's the best as in it's get content on it. Anything you ever want to know, anything you ever want to see, you'll find it on YouTube. But it's the worst because it's so fucking politicised and cancel-y and woke. And that's why we have trigger warnings. So I would, in my opinion, YouTube, the rest of them can all go to fuck. Instagram's alright, and I quite like the interactions I have on Instagram with, you know, listeners and viewers of the show and stuff like that. But I would say YouTube's the best and the worst. What's your thoughts, Neil?
I don't really use a lot, man. I only use YouTube and then I use Instagram. That's it. I've
Same
got
as
a
me
Facebook,
then.
but I use a Facebook, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I think it's mainly good, man. I think it gets a bad rap. Everybody's saying social media fucking ruins everything and all that. I don't know.
Who would come up with something like that? Social media ruins everything.
No, I don't know. I like it, man. It's what it is. It is what it is. It's a tool, man. Use it for what it is, man.
Aye.
You know, it's like, but I mean, people get addicted to it and that, right? Come on to fuck, man. It's like getting addicted to fucking social media and that's fucking, it's weird. It's weird. It's a bullshit fucking thing. It's no real. It's fake. There's nothing the matter with you. You're no getting addicted to it. You're just a fucking moron.
Do you know what's real? Heroin. Go and get addicted to heroin. Less harm will come to you in the long term than being addicted to social media.
Aye, it's funny, man. It's just
And-
the way. It's the way everybody's. It's the way everybody sees the whole world is through social media. They don't see it as a real place. They even the people they meet. I meet people who I've met online, and then I meet them in real life, or I see them in real life walking about this village, and I'm like, "You're a fucking different person. What? This is, but it's acceptable. It's like, I just do that for the gram." And I'm like, "But you're
What do you
living
mean?
like
What do you
two
mean?
fucking.
How are they different?
How are they different? Well, their life seems perfect online. The way they do stuff, the way they. I have this thing with this village anyway. It's like I'm living here, walking about, and I see the local Facebook page, and I'm reading the stuff on it, and the bullshit people are talking and comments and that, I want to post, and I'll be like, listen, yous are all fucking kidding on here, aren't yous, and just putting on because yous know that this village is not the way yous are describing it to each other through this fucking Facebook messages and all that.
Yeah.
But it's just a weird. They just the way they. It's this. Oh yeah, and then they talk about what they've been talking online. Then they're fucking. It's just there's nothing really real. Nothing really real. Listen to me. I just want the real stuff. Or just it's not even that. It's just there's
The
nothing.
steak isn't even real, Neil.
Aye, that's it. We see everything so fake and so groomed, manicured. It's like that's not real life. Like it's like people get depressed like that. A mental health day and all that. You know what I mean? I've had a mental health day. I'm so bad, but they fucking can do a video on it, and then they edit the video and they add music and then they post. And I'm like, mate, see if you were really depressed, is what you're talking about. You wouldn't be able to fuck. You couldn't be fucked posting a video. You couldn't be fucked. But it's just this game we're playing, and
I know what you mean, and I agree 98%. But I think there's some folk who will post videos about their mental health onto YouTube because the fact that they haven't updated their 2 million subscribers for 2 months is increasing their depression and anxiety. So if they feel they can if they can make something and put it out, I'm still alive. I sent you the video the young guy in Australia a couple of weeks ago. I think he genuinely is fucked mentally, genuinely. But I think because his channel was a thriving community of young photographers around the world, it was a fucking cracking channel. And what's happened in Australia and how he's not been able to deal with it in the end of his relationship, he's fucked. And I think not updating the channel with where he's at would probably be one of the things that would be driving him round the bend. And he's thought, I need to do something. And, his video, I mean, he's maybe not the best example because his video wasn't all about, I've got mental health issues. He's basically saying, look, I'm doing my best to get over this. I've been on medication. I'm coming off it. It's affecting me really bad. But you and I were talking about, there was the video of the guy making the video. There was a video of the guy making the video. A guy made a video about leaving the Mormon church. Remember I sent you that and I was telling you about his wife and she'd made this fucking highly produced video about why she loves her antidepressants.
Yeah.
That to me is bizarre. That's fucking bizarre, man.
I mean, that sounds like an advert.
It does. Marketing.
Going back to that guy though who put it on, maybe that's all. Maybe that's the people that he likes. Maybe that's the people he talks to. Like maybe that's his support circle, the people who follow him on YouTube. But we're getting to a stage like that where nobody really needs to have anybody near them. I'm sure it's nicer having people out, but there's people out there who live online, and all their mates and all are all online.
Definitely.
So they are posting a video when they're like Van Neistat, and he's like goes into tears at the end, and I'm like, that's like on YouTube. It's a crazy thing, but it's like
kind of ruining himself.
Maybe that's just the way we are now. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the way we are, where people are just I think
just living
online.
Van Neistat, for those that don't know, Van Neistat is Casey Neistat's older brother. And basically, anything you've seen Casey Neistat do has been directly or indirectly influenced by his older brother, Van Neistat. So Van joined YouTube about a year ago, and he's got he's a fairly big channel now. But he's done some weird stuff in some, and his videos are not like your typical YouTube videos. They're really well made. Everyone's a production. Everyone has a story. It's a bit, a beginning, a middle, and an end, a story arc. They're really, really well made, and they really make you think. But he done a couple of shady things recently where, and the argument could be he wasn't pumping and dumping a stock. He was trying to help a guy out, a friend of his, been encouraging his viewers to go and buy stock in this company, which pumped the price of the stock, and then it fucking fell off the edge of the cliff literally the next day. And obviously that's borderline illegal and stuff like that. And then he made a video thanking folk for having bought the stock. And there was a comment on that video that said, the arc of Van's Neistat channel is the perfect illustration of everything that's wrong with YouTube and how it ultimately corrupts the YouTuber and causes them to exploit their audience. And there's only one thing I would say about that. Patreon.com/SMRE. Thank you, please.
It's pretty mental. I don't know if it was illegal. I read some of the comments and they were saying, nah, it's totally fine. He's just doing what like the guys on a stock news
on
channel
stock
would
programs do, yeah.
Say buy this would be a tip and all that stuff, So fair enough, but fuck it. It's the thing is, it's a stock market. It's all manipulated to fuck anyway. They're all fucking chances. It's like fucking cowboys and Indians, man. It's just fucking wild.
Going back to when I worked for the stockbroker, we were given, it was quite, the training was, you'd imagine, fairly intensive and stuff to watch out for, to do money laundering, pumping and dumping, all that type of stuff, shorting stocks, which you can do, but anyway, one of the things we're told to watch out for was... No, I couldn't advise on it. That's the thing, you can't, I couldn't advise on it. Anyway, there was one of the things we're told to watch out for was people making unusual trades on stocks that are kind of just sitting there, like penny stocks that are just sitting there. The company's been on the market for years. Nobody really bothers with it, and it's always just plodding along really, really slowly. And one guy phoned up and he wanted to, and I made a fucking note of it at the time, because I was like, nah, this is not right. You need to run things past floor managers if it was a trade over a certain value, and this was over a value that I was allowed to do without authorization. So it was 15 grand the guy was buying of this particular stock in a small company. So I had to get it past the manager, and the manager went, that's fine. I says, well, no, look at the history of this stock. Nobody's done anything like that. It's 5-10 quid. This guy was doing 15 grand. He says, nah, that's fine. So I kept my eye on that stock. So he bought the 15 grand, and then what happens is the market makers look at the market, they'll analyse what's been happening, and it's actually the market makers that put the value on stocks. So the value of that stock went up, and within 2 weeks, the guy had fucking sold all the stock in it. So it was insider trading or whatever it may have been. It was dodgy as fuck, and it's the kind of shit that happens all the time.
That's all it is, man. But we take it serious, Yeah, it's a serious thing. You're businessmen.
I've got 6 screens with fucking pie charts and graphs on them.
It's all that shit I just can't be doing, mate. It's just fucking weird. It's just, I just find it fucking so. Imagine that was your life. It's like the guys who go to their work and they make fucking bombs, make fucking torpedoes now. What be up to today? I'm making bombs. What's that for? To kill people, and they're knowingly going and doing it. What the fuck sort of job is that? It's a bullshit job. It's like, what's the point in it,
I think you're better off having a job selling second-hand bikes on Gumtree.
Howland came back, says, if I'd done that, I'd be proud of that. How was I supposed to know you use Gumtree up there?
I think it's Scott Porterfield in the chat tonight. I've not heard.
Aye.
Yeah, I think it was Scott. I think it was Scott.
God, you're throwing accusations about. You can't throw accusations about like that.
I know where Scott lives.
That is built on a shaky foundation. It's just funny when you fucking answered the phone and you says, "Hi, caller."
Well, that's what I was thinking as well. And the poor woman's like, "Hello."
He's like, "Hello, what the fuck is
Hello,
this?"
caller. What's your name? Where'd you come from?
Hello.
Hello.
How are you? All right?
Yeah, I'm good. Who's that?
It's Rob.
Hi, Rob. How you doing, mate? Which Rob?
Yeah,
Rob
good,
Simpson
mate.
or Cassidy?
Rob Cassidy's Irish.
The non-Irish Rob.
The non-Irish
The
one.
non-swinger.
Non-Irish.
Not the swinger. How you doing, mate?
It's
Good to
nice to
speak
have
to you.
someone on the phone you can understand.
Yeah, exactly. We don't need translations and subtitles this week.
What's the betting that
happening,
was
Rob?
howling with the Gumtree ad?
Say that again.
I said, what was the betting that was howling with that Gumtree
He
ad?
says it wasn't.
Of course he's going to say it wasn't, though.
He's full of shit, mate.
That was
What's
quite
happening,
funny.
Rob? Have you left your job yet? Nah.
Nah, I'm at work now, mate.
Fuck's sake,
fucking-
man.
Is your business
So are
a
we,
fucking-
right enough?
So are we. So you're still there. It's probably best for you to stay there, man, because I like give out advice like that, and then people leave their jobs, and then their wife's like, "What the fuck, man? You know, you're not making any money," and then they end up divorcing, and
No.
ultimately leads to suicide. But stay at your job. Stay at your job.
I've told her, the man on the internet told me to do it.
I heard it.
I heard it on a podcast. Yeah, a wee bit of context for those watching and listening. On a private stream a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about sort of career paths and sort of leaving the job that we're in to go and do what we would love to do. And that's the kind of position Rob is kind of in. And the advice was, just fucking leave your job, mate. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
No,
It'll
but I
all
mean,
work out.
But Rob, what you sent pictures and all that, and all the work looked like an actual joiner would do the work. So I don't see why you would not do it as a job, you know. But I mean, everybody's got their reasons, you know, I suppose. But all the work looked like you were an actual joiner, so it's as if you're an actual joiner doing another job, you know.
Yeah. The old kids and all that.
That's it, man. Fucking kids, they ruin
You know what I
fucking
mean?
everything, man. They ruin
Oh.
everything, man. It's just, that's it.
I've got 3 boys too, like you, haven't I? So.
Aye, that's it, man. It's
That's
fucking. I
it.
mean, but hey, they just cost money, man. I don't know. It's like I don't know. It's you make these decisions when you're young and foolish. You know what I mean? And then you find that your dreams you can't chase your own dreams and that. I'm only joking. I fucking think kids, I think kids are great and all that, but it's funny. I could go in a downward spiral and just everybody's still fucking hell. But I'm kidding on.
I
enjoy
was
having
just wondering where you were going with all that, man. I'm sitting here going, he
I
walks around the woods
enjoy,
crying.
No, man, I enjoy having kids. It's good fun. So it's good having a wage as well, man. See a monthly wage, Rob, man. I would stick with that, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just fucking
I'm
flip a
hoping the wife
coin,
will
mate.
make the millions and we'll be all right.
That's that, man.
Producer Cam says you have to flip a coin, Rob.
Put
He
it
said what?
all in the fucking line, mate. Just flip a coin, red or black on the roulette wheel.
Guys do that. Guys
Yeah.
do that. I've seen the guy in Vegas. He
Crazy.
would go to Vegas and he would have everything. It was just, he'd bet. I think it's fucking brilliant. It's exciting, if nothing else.
Yeah.
You watch, Louis Theroux did one about all the big gamblers in Vegas.
It was brilliant. They get all the comp. They
They're
get,
gone losing thousands and thousands and thousands and
Aye, there was
I'll
the
get
wee.
back up, I'll get back up, I'll get back
There
up.
was the wee granny as well, and she was like betting away her pension and stuff like that.
Yep. Oh, she was doing it on the slots, wasn't she?
Aye.
Fucking brilliant. Fucking brilliant. How much do you think you'd get if you sold everything that you own?
Fuck's sake.
How much do you think you would get? And then you could bet.
There was a film on that. A film on that. A guy sold everything he owned, went to Vegas, put it all on like black or something like that, and then it was like the deterioration of his life after that. I think it's Nicolas Cage. I think it's Nicolas Cage that was the main actor in it.
Aye.
Aye, so Rob, is that advice helpful to you, or would you
Find a
recommend?
little autistic kid like Rain Man, and we'll be well
Exactly.
away.
Would you recommend our services as therapists to your friends and family?
Yes, Patreon, SMRE, sign up.
Yes.
Yes, mate.
Howland's gonna be raging about that one.
Howland can fuck himself putting our ad on Gumtree. Oh man! So you don't know who? You've got no idea who it would be, Rob, that put the
No.
phone number on Gumtree, no?
No, I'm still trying
That's
to find a
prob-
picture of him.
Aye.
It's probably him. He's sitting on the phone at his work. He's probably got plenty of time to be doing fucking Gumtree ads. You know what I mean?
I wonder if we could find the Gumtree ad. I wonder if you were to
Oh.
Google search the phone number.
Google the phone number and you
Right, so
find it.
Redicam 07719 69. 07719. That's what you 7719 69 0049. And then put Gumtree after it, aye. Nah, it's not indexed it yet. Imagine if we found it.
Brilliant.
And then we phone ourselves and we try and buy a bike off ourselves. Oh, comedy. Aye, but you searching for Glasgow?
No, I'll just do a bit of detective work here and try and
so
find it.
Cam's frantically typing away in the background, try to see if he can find the ad. So you have no idea who it was, Rob, no?
Nah.
You don't want to be a
I was looking
snitch?
on Howling, but it wasn't me.
Okay. Who do you think it was, Neil?
I don't know. I mean, it could be one of my boys, even. You know what I mean? I'm starting to think that it might be somebody like that.
Really?
You never know. You never know, man. You never know. Could be anybody. Robert Cassidy, probably. He's a fucking wee chancer.
I found one here for a kid's bike. It was posted 123 days ago, but
Don't think it was
it's
that,
funny.
Cam.
I
I
know,
don't think
but
it was that one.
the only reason I'm bringing it up was because it was put up by a guy called Derek.
Big Derek.
Good old Derek, man. Oh, gotta love him. And then the next one's interesting. Stolen orange P7 bike. So that's somebody selling a stolen bike.
I think somebody's looking for it, maybe.
All right.
Posted it.
Imagine it.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, we found it.
Posted 48 minutes
Yeah,
ago.
that's it.
0771969.
69.
Yeah.
That's
Free
funny.
Apollo Guru bike.
Please call Mark.
Well done, Cam.
Please call Mark. No text will be answered. Right, all right.
Right, so it's
East
Stephen.
End,
Somebody
Glasgow.
called Stephen. So there's a Stephen C in the chat.
No way.
Who the fuck's Stephen C?
Stephen C1.
Stephen C1, you're fucking busted, mate. You can't get past us.
Stephen C.
Right, so what's he been saying then?
Well, this is his first time on the live stream. So there we go.
Fucking hell. Do you think he's just a randomer that's just been on YouTube and we've come up as a recommended?
There he goes. There he is. Guilty, he says.
Busted, mate.
Funny as fuck, though, man. Funny as
Oh,
fuck.
that detective work here, man.
Well
That
done,
was
Cam,
good
by the way. That
detective
was good.
work.
That was good stuff.
That was fucking brilliant.
And we're giving Howling the credit as well.
No,
That's
excellent.
fucking brilliant.
I want to see if I can find a Stephen C on Instagram. What's the name of the guy that owns Finiston? That's Ross, isn't it?
Ross, aye.
Is
Was he
another
gonna
caller?
Is he,
Oh, no.
let's
Oh,
see.
sorry, Rob, mate. Sorry, we forgot Rob was on the phone. Sorry, Rob.
I knew he was on. I just thought he was chilling out at his work, just on the phone, listening to the chat.
I wonder if there's a Stephen that follows us. Follows SMRE Pod. Yeah, there is. There is. There is.
What
He's
you
in
gonna do
Edinburgh.
with him?
Aye, I
Alright,
think I
well,
sent you his profile through the week to see if you knew him. We'll talk about
Alright,
it off air. We won't dox you, Stephen. We won't dox you. No, nice one. Fair play, mate.
That was a good one.
I
That is a
think-
fucking good one.
Stephen, I think
Oh,
you'll
Rob-
fit in so well over at patreon.com/SMRE. Remember, we've got the private Telegram group chat that you can join once you become a member over there, and you've got all the banter that goes on 24/7, pretty much.
Oh, I
Right,
think
Neil, we're
Rob's
going to
away.
wrap up.
Rob's
We're
away.
gonna,
Aye, let's wrap up.
we'll
That
wrap
was
up
great.
our free show. Fuck's sake, that sounds terrible. We'll wrap up the public show and the recording of episode 16. I forgot to say at the start, episode 16.
Yes, episode 16. Fucking
So we'll
brilliant.
wrap that up. Everybody that's been in the chat, thank you. Thank you to
that's
Stephen
good laugh.
C. Well done, mate. Fair fucking play. That was a belter. Thanks to Rob for phoning in as well. Anything you'd like to thank, Neil?
Just everybody. I'd like to thank the Prophet Muhammad as well. I'd like to
Especially,
thank
peace
Jesus.
be upon him.
Jesus. Aye, I'd like to thank Jesus. I'd like to thank the Buddha. I'd like to thank all fucking religious fucking icons. Thanks very much.
And Greta Thunberg. Cheers for watching and listening, folk. We really appreciate your audienceship, and we'll speak to you next week. And if you're an SMRE member, look out for the post over there in the next 10 minutes for the private live stream. Cheers.